Too many pages, Tom.
Wow.
I had 8 pages for my week. This is 2 in a little, so I'll try and be brief. So, I'll do one at a time. So, my name is Tom, and as you all know, I work with Rahul. He works in our office. Yes.
Shut up, Jason.
Those guys don't work with us, so I'm not sure what they're doing.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know what sort of messed up stuff he gets up to over the weekends. That's going to come later. But for now, I'll give you an insight into the corporate Rahul. So when I started, it was about 2 years ago, and I was in a different team to Rahul. And I would occasionally see this dude in the distance. He only works 3 days a week, so I just randomly see him every so often. But I'd peek him out a few times, and he'd be sitting there wearing a scarf. He had his hair all boofed up, and he had these big ass lips. I could see them.
Big lips. Big badass lips.
But most importantly, he had this way that he held himself. I later learned that it was just his natural swagger. But not knowing the dude and seeing the way he sat there, didn't talk to nobody, had his snooty posture, I'm like, this dude is gay. I've never told him this, but in the early days, my gaydar was blowing up all over this dude. Now later, I happened to join Rahul's team, where I could observe him more closely. He would sit there, this teacher's pet would sit there next to the manager on the edge and would hardly say a word. He'd throw his earphones in from 9 to 5 every day he was there, and he would eat his lunch at his desk alone. Every day around midday I'd see him coming back to his desk with so much sushi I thought he was trying to clean the oceans out. After a while, I came to develop a new Rahul theory. So every day he'd wear the same outfit, and he still does. You guys would know it.
Yep.
Black
And white.
pants, white shirt, black,
And sushi.
and the sushi. So every day he'd wear this outfit, and I started to put 2 and 2 together. I'd only see him, a few days a week, wearing a white shirt, black, and I came to realize, and so I thought, that I was dealing with the world's blackest Jehovah's Witness. I later, of course, learned that he was going to uni on these days. Now, it wasn't until one day when I was walking past Rahul's desk, and he was sitting there in his headphones as always, and I noticed his iPhone sitting there. Now, as some of you may know, I like rap, and I'm thinking this dude might be a missionary of Jesus, but look at him. He's bound to have a little Kanye West on there.
Kanye!
Maybe some Jay-Z. Kanye, thank you, buddy. He'd have some Jay-Z on there, maybe some Tupac. So me being the obnoxious dude I am at work, I walked up, turned his phone on, started scrolling through the music, and what I found was no less than every goddamn rap, hip-hop and R&B album ever made. I stood there seriously for about 5 minutes, scrolling through this thing, and saw every artist you've ever heard of. And I had to stop and get back to work before I could even finish going through it. But soon after this, I'm like, yo, this dude might actually be alright. And we began emailing and chatting. And then it was the occasional lunch. And since then, I've managed to draw him out of his shell, and he's become a fully fledged social beast of the team. Just look at how many work people he's gathered here tonight. The only problem now is that we can hardly get him to shut up. Every day this guy spends less time ensuring the mortgages of hard-working Australians are prepared correctly, and more time either announcing to anyone who listens the latest scores in the Lakers game, or telling me and the guys about every time the hot redhead in the nearby dog prep team will... Now, I can't take all the credit for ushering Rahul out of his shell. Rahul's stature in the team did rise considerably when he created and produced the note-taker software program that the entire team uses every day. See, this dude's got a brain on him. In fact, if the notorious B.I.G. and Mark Zuckerberg ever had a kid, this dude would be it. Now, if you're thinking my observations of Rahul are a little creepy, well, you're right, but I have two defenses for this. The first is that we work in a bank and there's nothing better to do than watch people. And the second is that one of my observations may one day save lives. It's that all day, Rahul, when you look over at him, what's he doing? He's shaking his damn leg. Shaking, like he's waiting for a job interview or something. So if there are any girls out there tonight who have at any point contemplated being one of Rahul's baby mamas, get in soon because this guy is doing damage down there every day. So, when Rahul isn't talking about Kobe Bryant's shooting percentage, or leering at the girls trying to unjam the photocopier, he can be found using the Office chat program. It's here that I've managed to tap a true portal into Rahul's brain, and as such, it is my honor to provide you with the Rahul Lukan Urban Dictionary. Now, I'm going to present to you a small collection of Ra-centric terms. I recommend you pay attention as there may be a test afterwards. The first one is FTD. One time he sends the team and me an email with a picture of himself at an earlier 21st with 3 letters, FTD. It was only once I googled that shit that I discovered that on that evening, much like tonight, Rahul was looking fresh to death. Which apparently is a good thing. Now, speaking of appearances, when you or I visit a hairdresser, it will be to get a haircut or a trim. But when Rahul goes to the hairdresser, what does he do? He cops a fade. I think he got one today. I don't know. I don't know what a fade is on white. So, one of the most useful pieces of slang on the banking chat program to avoid detection from the authorities is the term ish, which replaces shit, of course. Now, the next piece of raw speak is a little confusing. It's the word ham. Now, you might think this relates to a delicious slice of meat, but you'd be wrong. Because in Ra's world, ham is a verb. And to go ham is to go hard as a motherfucker. Now, I don't want you to be scared that there may be some people going ham tonight, and if you see them, try to remain calm and keep a distance. Now, in this same family of words, you'll find the word cray, which you would think relates again to some sort of animal to be cooked and eaten, but is actually a short form of the word crazy. And lastly, we have a triple banger word, the word, actually a quadruple, I've upgraded it, the word joint. Rahul, this could mean one of 4 things. It can mean a song, it can mean an album, it can mean a movie, or occasionally it can mean some form of herbal cigarette. At this point, to finish it off, I'm going to need a volunteer. Hopefully Rahul's mother will be able to assist me in putting these words to use.
That's it.
Give her a hand. Dan, tonight you sure are looking Your hair looks amazing. Did you recently...
A couple of fade.
Rahul's a good, sensible boy, don't you think? I'm sure at no point in his life has he ever, or will he ever, smoke a... Later on, DJ here, who is it, DJ Crunk or Crank or something? Crunk, yes? DJ Crunk, okay. Later on, the DJ is going to drop some killer...
Joint.
I would have also accepted ish. And we'll use it now. In fact, I think that you can even call, you can even say that that ish will be.
Hand.
That ish will be.
Right.
Yes. So I want you to tell the people who you've invited here tonight that when the music kicks in later, you're going to need them to all get on the dance floor and go. Yes! Give her a round of applause. That's all I got. You can go. Please stand up.
Good stuff, Tommy.